Yeah, my name is Steven Rogers. I have the same name as the superhero Captain America. Yes, it's as big a deal as you all made it just now. It really sucks having the same name as a superhero, especially when you look like he did before he was super. I hate it. Nobody gets it. Nobody relates. Like recently I met a guy named Peter Parker and we just hugged for a little bit. We ended up saving each other. It was adorable. I don't like it. Everybody has to bring it up when I meet him every single time. I'm worried if I ever have to call 911 for myself, I'm not going to make it. You know, I'll be like, hello, I've just been shot. Yeah, Steven Rogers. Yeah, just like that guy. Listen, I'm on the corner of, oh, you're right, I should have used my shield. That's a good one. You're so funny. You got a Captain America shirt on. All right, came to the right show. You're like, yeah, I was hoping to see the other one. Got the wrong Steven Rogers. Oh, man, good to be here. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a very nervous person. I have pretty bad anxiety. I have diagnosed anxiety. Nobody understands anxiety. That's one thing I noticed. I told my one friend I had it. He was like, don't worry about it, man. It could always be worse. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's anxiety. That's like if I told you how to stutter and you're like, well, you could say that again. Yeah, I probably will. It's horrible. Nobody takes anxiety seriously. I think it's because we use the word so much. I think we need a new name for it. I was thinking pre-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah. Because that's really what it is. Every day I'm walking around like, oh no! And people go, what happened? And I'm like, nothing yet. Should be here any minute now. It's horrible. My doctor prescribed me pills for my anxiety, and then he warned me that they're extremely addictive. So now, I'm too anxious to take my anxiety medication. I'm afraid to take them out of the bottle. So I just shake the pills whenever I'm nervous. It's like I got prescribed a rain stick. Yeah, it's bad. I don't know. I get panic attacks. Those are pretty awful. They're like a dress rehearsal for death. Because it's your brain telling you that you're dying, and then you don't. One of these days I will be dying and think I need to calm down. I'll be like, and this too shall, and then I'll pass away. It's gonna be rough. Yeah. I found out a lot about panic attacks by having them. Like women, way better to be around during a panic attack than men. Like my girlfriend, she'll walk me through it, calm me down, no problem. My guy friends, they're the worst. Like I'm gasping for air and they're trying to throw grapes into my mouth. I'm like, this is counterproductive. Yeah, I don't know, I'm anxious all the time. One thing that scares me is home invasions, because that combines two of my biggest fears, which is danger and meeting new people. I'm like, great, now I gotta make small talk with this guy. So, where'd you get the gun? It's horrible. Yeah, I don't know. I can't afford a security system at my place, so I just keep a really messy apartment. Yeah, it actually works. It makes me feel safe. Because if I trip if I ever trip over something in the middle of the night, I just leave it there. Yeah, because if I'm gonna trip, so will the killers. You know, like you can hack an alarm, but you can't turn off an ottoman. You know? My place is so messy, if somebody did break in, they'd be like, somebody's already been here. All right, let's go to the next one. Yeah, I have social anxiety because I like to collect them all. You guys are like you guys are the most mentally healthy people going, well, we just feel bad for him. Yeah. Is this like this guy's Make-A-Wish? Never met so many mentally healthy people. It's great. Well, you'll love my therapy joke. I do. I go to therapy. Does anybody go to therapy here? Oh, cool. Good. You sat in the front. That's smart. You're working on it. If you don't go to therapy at this point, whoever cuts your hair knows way too much about you. You need a therapist. Really, I love therapy. A little too much. I went and got the same couch as her. That's probably bad, right? I'm probably in too deep. Yeah, I have my therapist is female, so I had my first breakthrough immediately, which was talking to a woman for an hour. That was pretty good. I've been doing video therapy during all this, and I don't know if I can do it for much longer, because I have bad Wi-Fi and self-esteem. That's a horrible combination. I was talking to my therapist, and her screen froze at the same time she was rolling her eyes. Yeah, so now I have 2 therapists, but it's worth it. Yeah, I don't know. I try a lot of things to calm myself down. I like skipping stones. That works for me. But my favorite part is afterwards, because I get to watch my neighbor pick the rocks out of his pool. I'm like, yeah, take that, Jeff. Give advice like is important to follow when it comes to that mental health stuff, but a lot of it's not good. You just got to find the right ones. Like, I'm afraid of flying, and nobody tells you anything that makes you feel better when you tell them you're afraid of flying. I told my dad I was afraid. He's like, that's just because you're not in control. No, I think I'd be more scared if I was flying this thing. Can you imagine that? Like, ladies and gentlemen, this is the guy that was in 18B. But now I'm your captain. Just to let you know, that's not turbulence. I'm just really nervous up here. Exit row, it's your big day. Eat the peanuts. Doesn't matter if you're allergic. We're all gonna die. I hope you guys like slides. It's horrible. Because I'm afraid of flying, I usually take the bus, which has taught me to get over my fear of flying. Yeah. I've been on enough Greyhounds to realize I'd rather cry in the sky. That's just way better. Everyone is sick on the bus. I think they give you a free ticket if you have whooping cough. I'm pretty sure. One guy next to me was picking his nose so much, I started to root for the boogers, honestly. It's so bad. And they always break down. Like, every bus I've taken has broken down. I think it's on their schedule. Yeah. They're like, hey, we're going from Philly to New York with 1 stop. And I'm like, really? Where is it? They're like, depends. Last time we almost made it. So I shouldn't be surprised that they break down, because there's always like 1 million electrical outlets at the seat for you to charge your phone. But they never work. I think we're just charging the bus. You guys are fun. Yeah, I'm trying to get more comfortable with my body. I don't know if you guys are trying to get more comfortable with my body. Oh, good, everyone. Great. Yeah, I don't know, I'm trying. I have this thing, it doesn't affect my health, but I have a large indent in my chest. There is a medical term for it. It's called pectus excavatum. And that is Latin for chest pothole. There is a surgery you can get, but they just fill it with gravel, so I'm not gonna get that. I get so many dumb questions about it. People are like, hey, were you born with it? No, jousting accident. Yeah. Is it hereditary? Yeah, I come from a long line of cup holders. That's my background. It's horrible. The only person that likes it is my girlfriend, and when we cuddle, she has a place to put her head. And she can hear the ocean, so it's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know, I want to be more muscular, I know you guys are like, oh, you're doing great, but I am. I'm trying to... Thanks for everybody going, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I want to be more muscular. I just don't want to be one of those guys that's like always oily. Have you seen them where they worked out so much they're reflective? You're in the gym, it's like, is there a disco party? No, the sun hit Derek. That's all that... Oh, yeah. Every time I go in the gym, I get startled. I'm like, oh, that's a bodybuilder. I thought it was a dolphin. Okay. Scared me for a second. How'd you get in? You seem so slippery. I have a hard time exercising at the gym. I think it's because it's so easy to leave. They should really make the door their heaviest equipment. Like every time you try to get out, you're like, ah! Okay, I'm not done. You caught me. They put a trainer on the other side. You're like, how do I get out of here? He's like, you really gotta want it. He's like, push it. I'm like, it says pull. This is very confusing. Yeah, I don't know. I just get so bored at the gym. They should make the gym more fun for people like me, you know? Turn it into an arcade. That'd be great. Like after you're done using machine tickets come out, you're like, wow, I went really hard today. That's great. People like come over to your house. Why do you have so many stuffed animals? Because I'm a beast, that's why. I don't care if I have abs. I want to glow in the dark slinky. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody, like, I go to the gym for my mental health. That's the main reason I go. They say it's good for your anxiety, which you all have. They say go exercise is great for your anxiety, which means I'm the only person at my gym that's training for something that's never going to happen. I was running on the treadmill. This guy comes up to me and he goes, hey, man, what are you preparing for? I was like, the day somebody chases me. That's why I'm wearing jeans. Yeah, I want to find a workout. I don't know. I'm trying. All my friends, they're addicted to exercise because they just play basketball and they're thinner after. Good for them, you know? Every sport I like to play, you get fatter while you play it. I shoot pool, I throw darts, and I bowl. All those you can do while eating a soft pretzel. If you're sweating during any of those, you're having a heart attack. That's really... The healthiest thing you're doing is standing. It's not good. I don't know, I tried everything. I tried running. I don't know if there's any runners here. They don't tell you a lot when you get into running. They don't tell you what to do with your keys. They don't. I didn't want them in my pocket because I didn't want the jingling to let people know how often I stopped to rest. So I had to get an armband, which is just that like Velcro strap. It looks like you were getting your blood pressure taken and you took off. Like, it's very weird. It's supposed to hold your keys while you run. And I got in the mail, it only holds one key. Who has one key? I had to buy 10 armbands. It's either that or run so fast I'm back before my door closes. Like, what am I supposed to do? I live in New York City. You can't put your keys under the mat. The rats are going to use them for swords. That does not work. Like, I put this armband on. This is pretty embarrassing. My arms are so skinny, it keeps sliding down while I run. I have to run like this. It looks like I have a question when I exercise. It's pretty awful. I don't know. I want to find that workout that I love. I bought a jump rope, and that's not it. Here's a little tip for you guys. If you're going to buy a jump rope, measure your apartment first. You ever find out you're too poor to jump rope? It's pretty embarrassing. Now I just own a silent whip. My friends are like, just do it outside. I'm like, well, then people would know I jump rope. I'm just gonna have to find a private place to do the world's sassiest workout by myself. He's like, you know you can do the workout without the rope. I'm 5'6". If you see me jumping without a rope, it looks like I'm trying to see a parade. Does not work for me. Yeah. I was a competitive swimmer for a long time. I know that's why most of you are here. I was a swimmer, and people say swimming's not a sport, and I looked up the definition to see if I could win the argument. Here's the definition of a sport. It's a physical activity, okay. Competing against other people, sure. For entertainment. We were so close. It was almost a sport. Yeah. I knew it wasn't a sport when I was in high school, because if you played a sport in high school, you could give your jersey to your girlfriend to wear. I was a swimmer. I couldn't do that. The best I could do was shave my legs with her. That was about it. I was like, oh, honey, we're going to go down the hallway so fast. This is ridiculous. And swimming is super competitive. I was about to race this guy one time, and he was like, hey, man, why are you a swimmer? You gay? You like hanging around with shirtless guys? I was like, no, I just like a sport where I don't have to stop to pee. So don't come in second. If you're not number one, you're swimming in it. You guys are cool. I like you guys. I don't know. So I'm from upstate New York. My parents still live out there. They're cool people, cooler than I would like them to be. Like, my friends talk about my parents so much, I get jealous. They're like, your dad's amazing and your mom's incredible. I'm like, yeah, wouldn't it be great if we could find somebody that was like both of them put together? I feel like that kid would be cool and have feelings. I'm only guessing. Yeah. I don't know. They got me into their music. Like, I'm a big classic rock fan. I love classic rock so much. And none of my friends like classic rock, which sucks. I can't go to a nightclub with them and hear my favorite music, you know? I have to walk around a Walgreens. That's not fun. You ever headbang while you're picking out vitamins? That's pretty embarrassing. You're like, well, this will help with the neck pain. That's about it. I go to all these concerts. I go to a lot of classic rock concerts. I took this year off, but that was my choice. And I like going to classic rock concerts. I'm usually the youngest person there every single time, which is great. I get to bond with these older fans. Like, they tell me what bands I should check out, and I tell them what words they can't say anymore. So it's a good give and take, really. I used to go to these concerts, and I'd be so excited after. I'd want to tell all my friends about it. I'd go to school the next day and talk about the whole concert, and the only person that cared was the teacher. I was like, oh, great, this will make me cool. I'll take Mr. Martin to prom. It's horrible. I go to these concerts with my dad, usually, because every time I tell my friends what concert I'm going to, they react like I'm going to a Civil War reenactment. They're like, oh, people still go to those, huh? Aren't the original members dead? They're good people, my parents. They're at that age where, like, whenever they sit or stand, they make a noise. You know, like, whenever my dad gets up, it sounds like there's a sumo wrestler in the next room. He's like, ugh! I'm like, how heavy is the air, Dad? Do you need a spotter? What's going on in there? Did the lazy boy get its own gravitational pull? And, like, I understand why they do it. I was with my dad on the beach last summer. We were playing Frisbee, and he threw out his back, and he couldn't stand any further than a 90-degree angle. So he made me lean next to him, and he made me pretend to look at shells with him. I was like, oh, look at this one. And he was like, no! I was like, I knew you'd like it. It's a pretty cool shell. You know, he's fine. He just likes shells. My dad got hacked on Facebook this summer, and that was a matter of time. My parents are really bad with technology. Like, my dad, whenever we FaceTime, he holds his iPad at an angle where the camera keeps correcting itself the entire conversation. It looks like he called me while he's rolling down a hill. So he gets hacked on Facebook. What happened was all my friends were getting messages from his account with a link to an article on stroke prevention. You know, your typical clickbait. You know how often you're looking up top 10 stroke preventions. You wouldn't even know if it was a virus. You wouldn't look. That's not suspicious at all. I was gonna look that up anyways. So immediately when my dad gets hacked, my friends message me. They're like, you need to take care of your father, like he's Old Yeller. Like I was gonna be like, come on, Dad, should have had a harder password. Let's go behind the barn. So I get a hold of my dad. I'm like, Dad, you've been hacked. He's like, what do I do? I was like, here's what we do. We get into all your accounts. We change all your passwords because my friends are getting messages from your Facebook with a link to an article on stroke prevention. And he was like, no, that's me. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's safe. That's when I realized parents message like scammers. It always comes out of nowhere. You never want to click anything, and the punctuation is a dead giveaway. My dad's exclamation points are always a mile away from the end of the sentence. It looks like two separate thoughts. He's like, have a good day. I'm like, what happened? Was it the hill? I do gotta wrap up. My parents are picking me up. But, it's already good that I'm standing in the front lawn. But, yeah, my parents, they just celebrated their anniversary not that long ago, and I was with them. It was great. My mom has multiple sclerosis. She's fine. It just affects her balance, so she walks with a cane. And she's had it my whole life. She's just fallen my entire childhood and always been fine. It's like having a stunt double for a parent. It's pretty. She'll just roll on the ground and go. right, fine. To the point where I got so used to it growing up that she would throw baskets of laundry down the stairs to check my response time. I'd run up, I'm like, are you okay? And she'd be like, really, 2 minutes? So we were celebrating their anniversary, and we were outside a restaurant. My mom tripped and fell and got a superficial cut on her forehead. She was fine, but she was bleeding all over the place. So my dad and I tried to help her up, but she was too proud, so she yelled, "Get away from me!" So everybody on the street saw 2 men standing over a bloody woman, while one of them was holding a cane over her head. I was like, here, Dad, hold this, please. 2 cops overheard this and came running over, and they were both female officers, so you know right away they're on me and my dad's side. One cop stood next to me, and the other one stood next to my dad, and my dad got the cop I wanted, which, you know. I was like, hey, if they go to the bathroom, let's switch. And these cops were like, really, thank you, one clap. I'll get you one at a time, whatever I gotta do. The cops were really aggressive. They started like just roasting me on how young I look. One cop was like, does your mom even know where you are right now? I'm like, I don't know, she hit the ground pretty hard. You know where we are? So we explained everything to the cops. They felt really bad, and they offered to drive my parents back to their hotel in the back of their squad car. If you've never put your parents in the back of a police cruiser, I was like, smile, new Christmas card. This is amazing. I got to read my dad the Miranda rights. I mean, I did it wrong. I just sang Bad Boys, but still. What you gonna do? All right, thank you so much. I'm Stephen Ryan. Thank you.